Welcome to the Jones Life Stories, where every tale pulses with heart, grit, and lessons that hit deep. Imagine this. Two young brothers, eyes blazing with dreams, step into a world of gleaming hypercars, only to be crushed by sneers and laughter. But what happens when the tables turn, and the same boys return with a force that silences a room? This isn't just a story, it's a seismic reckoning that'll leave you speechless. Smash that like button, share this video with your crew, and hit subscribe with the notification bell to join our global family for more stories that inspire and uplift. Drop a comment and tell us where you're tuning in from: Chicago, Tokyo, or somewhere else. Let's dive into this unforgettable journey of dignity and power right here on the Jones Life Stories. Picture a Chicago morning, the sun igniting the skyline, its golden rays bouncing off the glass walls of Arlington Prestige Motors. Tucked in the city's heart, this dealership was a shrine to wealth, its marble floors shimmering under soft lights. The air hummed with polished leather, chrome, and fresh espresso, a curated elegance where silence screamed exclusivity. Hypercars stood like sculptures: a Porsche 918 Spider, a Lamborghini Aventador, and the star, an obsidian black Aurelius Venom GT, its $2.8 million price tag tucked discreetly aside. Sales staff moved with grace, their tailored suits and cufflinks catching the light. Bradley Shore, 34, top salesman for 4 years, leaned against a counter, spinning a story about a recent deal. His navy suit fit like armor, his smirk a showroom fixture. The room buzzed softly, clients in designer sunglasses murmured, a barista poured espresso, and polished shoes clinked faintly. No one noticed the two boys at first. Cameron Wells, 17, tall and lanky, held a glass door for his brother, Terrence, 15, whose eyes widened as the doors parted with a hiss. Their bikes, scuffed from city summers, rested outside, tires warm from the ride. In cargo shorts, white t-shirts, and dusty sneakers, no logos, no flash, they carried only youth and curiosity. Cameron's gaze locked on the Venom GT, its curves glinting like a panther. "That's it," he whispered. "The one I showed you." Terrence nodded, voice low. "It's even better in person." They approached, hands behind their backs, not daring to touch. To them, the car was a dream, a symbol of what grit could achieve. They circled it, trading whispers about its 1,244 horsepower and sub-3-second sprint, their excitement electric but quiet. Then a voice sliced through, cold and sharp. "Can I help you?" The boys turned. Bradley Shore stood close, arms crossed, cufflinks glinting like accusations. His eyes flicked from Cameron's face to his sneakers, then Terrence's faded shorts. A smirk curled his lips, bold and unhidden. "We were just wondering about this model," Cameron said, steady but cautious. "Does it really go 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds? Bradley's brow arched, his gaze lingering on their clothes. "You boys know this car starts at 2.8 million, right?" He stretched each syllable, as if they couldn't grasp the number. "Maybe you'd be more comfortable with something less advanced. We don't usually do tours." Terrence's smile faded. He glanced at his shoes, every scuff suddenly glaring. Nearby, a couple in sunglasses glanced over. The man chuckled, the woman offered a pitying half-smile. The air thickened with unspoken judgment. Cameron cleared his throat. "We weren't trying to waste your time." Bradley exhaled sharply. "Oh, I'm sure you weren't. But let's not waste yours either. These cars aren't for spectators." The word spectators dripped with disdain, shouting, "You don't belong." The showroom snapped back to normal, clients murmuring, staff tapping tablets. But for Cameron and Terrence, everything shifted. Cameron nodded stiffly. "Right. Sorry to bother you." He turned, Terrence following, their steps echoing on marble. The glass doors hissed shut, a sound like rejection. Ever felt pushed out of a place you deserve to be? Smash that like button if you've been there, and share your story below. Let's keep this real on the Jones Life Stories. Halfway down the steps, a voice called, "Wait!" They stopped. A woman stepped from behind a desk, her black slacks and cream blouse crisp but understated. Her badge read Clarissa Hale, sales associate. Curly hair in a neat bun. Her face held no condescension, just calm. "Do you have a minute?" she asked. Cameron hesitated, then nodded. They wheeled their bikes back inside. "I heard you asking about the Venom GT," Clarissa said, voice warm but professional. It's an incredible vehicle. Let me show you. She crouched to their level, detailing the car's carbon fiber chassis, 270 miles per hour top speed, and handcrafted interior. She opened the driver's door. Want to sit inside? Terrence's eyes widened. Seriously? She smiled. Seriously. They took turns, sliding into the leather seats with reverence. No selfies, just awe, the kind tied to dreams you believe you'll earn. When they stepped out, Clarissa handed Cameron her card. Call me directly with questions. You're always welcome here. Cameron gripped the card like treasure. They left, heads higher, but Bradley's words lingered. Inside, he muttered to a co-worker, she's wasting her time. Clarissa overheard, unfazed. The boy's curiosity and resilience struck her, echoing a younger self once underestimated. Clarissa's kindness lit a spark. What's a time someone's respect changed your day? Drop it in the comments, and let's inspire each other on the Jones Life Stories. The ride home was quiet. Cameron and Terrence pedaled through Lake Forest, where mansions hid behind gates and oaks stood like sentinels. Their bikes hummed on smooth pavement, but neither noticed the trimmed lawns or silent Teslas. Bradley's words, the couple's laughs, weighed heavier than their backpacks. They reached a gated driveway. The gate opened soundlessly with Cameron's key fob. The mansion beyond whispered elegance. Glass walls, clean lines, a gravel path crunching under their tires. It didn't flaunt wealth, it owned it quietly. Inside, the house was still. They passed a minimalist staircase and a gallery of black and white photos, originals chronicling their father's rise. A hallway led to a study where a grand piano stood silent. Dr. Nathaniel Wells, 47, sat at it, hands on his lap, not playing, just thinking. A tumbler of amber liquid sat untouched. His presence commanded without effort, his tailored shirt crisp, eyes deep enough to see through walls. Back already? He asked, voice low, not looking up. The boys hesitated. Cameron closed the door, the click too loud. Yeah, Terrence said. We didn't stay long. Nathaniel turned, his gaze meeting theirs, not judging, just seeing. Everything all right? Cameron almost said yes, but Nathaniel's stillness pulled the truth. No, he said softly. Not really. Nathaniel pointed to two leather armchairs by the fireplace. Sit. They dropped their backpacks and sank into the chairs. The room was quiet save for a ticking clock and faint jazz overhead. Nathaniel swirled his drink, set it down untasted, and leaned forward. Tell me what happened. The story spilled slowly. Cameron started, words stiff. We went to Arlington Prestige to see the Venom GT. We were polite, didn't touch anything, just looked. Nathaniel nodded. Then what? Terrence leaned forward, fingers laced tight. A guy there looked at us like trash. Said the car was almost $3 million, told us we were in the wrong place. People laughed, like we were a joke. Cameron added, it was embarrassing. The air thickened, not with anger but something deeper. Nathaniel leaned back, leather creaking. Did he know who you were? Cameron shook his head. No, we didn't say our last name. Nathaniel stilled completely, expression unreadable. Why do you think he treated you that way? Terrence said, because of our clothes. Cameron whispered, because of our skin. Nathaniel stood, hands behind his back, staring out a floor-to-ceiling window at the lawn. People confuse appearance with value, he said. That tells you more about them than you. The boys were silent. He faced them. You did nothing wrong. You didn't shrink. You told me the truth. That's enough. No lecture, just clarity. As they stood to leave, Cameron paused. You're not mad? Nathaniel looked up. At who? Cameron shrugged. The salesman. The people who laughed. Nathaniel breathed slowly. I don't waste energy on people who show me who they are. I remember. And when the time's right, I act. They left quietly, but at the door, Terrence glanced at Cameron. Think he'll do something? Cameron smiled faintly. You don't know Dad yet. What's Nathaniel planning? Share your guesses below, and let's see where this goes on the Jones Life Stories. The house grew still. Upstairs, Cameron sketched cars. Terrence scrolled engine specs on a used tablet. Downstairs, in the study lit by one lamp, Nathaniel sat alone, fingers steepled. The tumbler sat untouched, his focus elsewhere. His laptop glowed, casting light across his face. Not anger, but precision. He opened a contact list, clicking a name marked G. The phone rang twice. Garrison, the voice answered. Nathaniel was direct. I need both units pulled. Boat looms, serial 7 and 9, full spec. Detail them tonight, glass coat, no delays. A pause. Tomorrow, Nathaniel said, tone final. In front of Arlington Prestige by 8:45 a.m. Not earlier, not later. Doors closed, engine silent. I'll arrive on foot. Yes, sir, Garrison said. Drivers briefed. They'll wait with the cars until you exit. No movement. Nathaniel's lips twitched. This isn't about the vehicles. It's timing. Presence. Garrison hesitated, branding discreet. No logos needed to remind people who we are. Let silence speak. He hung up. Outside, trees stood still, the world quiet. But something shifted. Nathaniel walked to a cabinet, pulling out a black box. Inside, a matte silver pen, engraved NW, a gift from his first investor, given when he signed his first contract. He hadn't used it in years. Now he opened a folder, signed a purchase order with ease. No anger, just purpose. He paused, staring at the paper. This wasn't about proving anything. It was about showing his sons that silence isn't weakness, that power arrives when ready and leaves when done. Tomorrow, some names would be remembered without being spoken. He turned off the lamp, the room dark. Morning sun swept Chicago's skyline, a curtain rising on an unseen stage. Outside Arlington Prestige, the street glistened with dew, quiet save for a passing car's hum. At 8:45 a.m., Precision arrived. 2 Aurelius boat-flume hypercars, one black with silver accents, one royal blue with gold, glided to a silent stop. No roar, no rev, just presence. Doors stayed closed, engines off, but the impact hit hard. Inside, conversations halted. Staff froze. A buyer nearly dropped his espresso, leaning toward the window. That's 2 boat looms, someone whispered. Phone snapped photos, but no one approached. The blue boat loom's rear door opened. Cameron stepped out. Same t-shirt, shorts, and sneakers from yesterday. No smirk, just quiet stillness that demanded notice. Terrence followed. Same clothes. Gaze steadier, yesterday's weight now strength. They walked to the black boat loom, its rear door opening slowly. Dr. Nathaniel Wells emerged, his charcoal suit whispering wealth. He adjusted his cuffs with exactness, face calm, unreadable. When his shoes hit the pavement, the air shifted, not for who he was, but how he carried it. Inside, Bradley Shore was mimicking the boys' posture for a laugh when he saw them through the glass. His face drained, voice gone. He watched them approach, the glass no longer a shield but a warning. When was a moment's silence spoke louder than words. Share below, and let's keep this rolling on the Jones Life Stories. The doors parted with a hiss, the sound that once dismissed the boys now heralding reverence. Customers stepped aside, staff stopped typing, a manager peeked over his office wall. The room stilled, like before a storm. Nathaniel reached the reception desk, sons beside him, voice low but clear. I'd like to speak with the staff member who assisted my sons yesterday. The receptionist blinked, nodded. One moment. Bradley stepped forward, voice forced with cheer. Sir, that was me. I helped your sons. Nathaniel's gaze cut him off. No, he said, sharp as a blade. You weren't the one who helped them. Bradley faltered. Nathaniel turned to the manager. You're the floor manager? Yes, sir, he said, cautious. Your cameras work? Nathaniel asked. The manager nodded. We archive everything. Review the footage before we continue. The manager vanished. Seconds stretched like minutes. Whispers rose, customers shifted, most stayed. They sensed history unfolding. Bradley stood pale, jaw tight. Terrence glanced at him once, then away. Cameron didn't look. They weren't here to gloat, just to be seen. The manager returned, face pale, voice low. The staff member who assisted your sons was Miss Clarissa Hale. Nathaniel nodded. And this man, he gestured at Bradley, nameless. The manager swallowed. He misrepresented the interaction. His behavior was unprofessional and discriminatory. Nathaniel looked to his sons. The truth worked for them. Bradley's confidence dissolved, his face tight. He searched for a savior, but none came. The truth was too loud in silence. Nathaniel faced him, expression beyond anger. "You judged my sons the moment they walked in," he said, words striking softly but hard. "Not for who they were, but what they wore. Their skin, their shoes. You decided they didn't belong. You didn't ask. You didn't help. You laughed." Bradley's lips shook, no defense forming. "You didn't just fail as a salesperson," Nathaniel said, tone lethal. "You failed as a human being." The room froze. The junior salesperson stood still, smirk on. The barista paused mid-pour. The manager stepped forward, clipboard in hand. "Effective immediately. Bradley Shore is terminated. Security will escort you out." Gasps broke the silence. Bradley didn't fight. He lowered his gaze, walked out, his steps heavy. Passing Cameron and Terrence, he couldn't meet their eyes. Boys he dismissed now stood with unshakable dignity, unchanged in clothes but transformed in power. He left through the glass doors, empty. Nathaniel didn't watch him leave. He turned to the manager. "Bring me Ms. Hale." The room's focus shifted, not to wealth, but choice, who saw and who looked away. Clarissa stepped in. Same outfit, same clipboard, unaware of the change. Seeing Cameron and Terrence, she smiled warmly. "Is everything okay?" Nathaniel stepped forward, calm. "More than okay. You treated my sons with respect when no one else did. You saw them. That matters." Clarissa blinked, surprised. "They were polite, thoughtful. No trouble." Nathaniel nodded, eyeing the Venom GT. "They liked that one." Clarissa hesitated. "Sir, that's over 3 million. "Make it 3.1, he said, pulling his silver pen. "Full commission to you." He signed where his sons were once dismissed. Staff gaped. Some looked away. Others stared. He handed the keys to Cameron and Terrence. "Happy early birthday," he said, no fanfare. The boys took them, feeling the weight of restored dignity. Nathaniel faced Clarissa. "Keep doing what you did. Kindness doesn't go unnoticed." "Not forever." She nodded, voice soft. "Thank you." As the Venom GT glided into traffic, engine soft, the dealership held its breath. Later, Clarissa found an envelope on her desk. A promotion to senior sales consultant, effective immediately. She didn't cry or boast. She walked the floor with quiet power. Respect isn't demanded, it's earned. Kindness never fades. Wow, what a story! If this moved you, like, share, and subscribe to the Jones Life Stories for more tales of heart and justice. Tell us below, when did kindness or justice change everything for you? Let's keep this vibe alive, and we'll see you next time.